you're really good at showing why people need what you do.
Exactly.
And I think that's awesome. So I'd love to really dig into the sales side, since this is a business podcast as well.
Yes.
So what do you think have been some of your greatest resources for being a good salesman, essentially?
Okay. So here's the lesson I learned years ago, which is the one that is the master lesson of everything else. Facts tell, stories sell.
Yes.
So I could tell you all the complicated blah, blah, blah of life insurance and lose you, which is what happens when agents do that. Or I could tell you stories. And it's like, just like we talked about the couple, and the husband dies and the wife gets a check for $500,000. That's what sells it, because
it's the
then you hear
emotional
about
part. And what you said is emotional and logical. Facts are logical.
Exactly.
And then the stories are, and I actually call it story selling.
Yes.
Hashtag story selling.
Right. Anything you can do a story, but it's got to be, so buying decisions are made emotionally, they're not logical. It's all about the emotion. Do I feel this?
The logic backs it up.
The logic backs it up, yes.
And then they make the decision off of the emotion.
Well, look at this, right? And this has been going on for years. When they sell alcohol, what do? Nice, good-looking people at a club having a whole lot of fun, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, how about the downside of alcoholism and spousal abuse and all that? You don't see that in those commercials. No, it's the emotional sex and alcohol. Yay.
Because if you're trying to sell something, you don't have someone have a fun and then they get in their car and drive home and wreck.
Right,
you might though. That actually, if I was an alcohol company, I might pivot and go that way.
Interesting.
Because that might be smart. I think it's one of the purple cow kind of things. Like, it's doing something left field.
Exactly.
But it's also I think it's showing that you care, and I think that builds brand. And if you're in it for the short term, those other commercials might be good. But I think if you're like, if I owned an alcohol company, I would do that. I honestly would, because you're building brand and you have that equity over time. And if you're in it for the long haul, to really build something that actually means and helps people, because you should know the downsides of your product if you're selling something. Yeah, and I think that'd be cool. That was just a little side thing, but I think I might do that.
Right. But
when it comes to alcohol.
Let's talk about the other side. So corporate responsibility, and this is a great thing.
This is a show where we have real conversations with the business owners and entrepreneurs here in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of Colorado Springs.